Hi, this is Mr. Biter, and these are the notes for atoms, molecules, and compounds. Here are this unit's words to know: element, molecule, compound, nucleus, proton, neutron, electron, chemical symbol, chemical formula. The key questions are: what are the subatomic particles? Where are they? And what are their charges? What is a chemical symbol? What is a chemical formula? What are the molecules and compounds? What are the subatomic particles? Where are they? And what are their charges? The atom is the smallest building block of matter, but is made up of even smaller things. The nucleus is the center of the atom. The nucleus contains the proton and the neutron. The proton has a positive charge, and the neutron has no charge and is called neutral. The electron is very small compared to the neutron and proton, has much less mass than those two, and it orbits the nucleus and has a negative charge. What is a chemical symbol? A chemical symbol represents an element. Elements and their symbols are found on the periodic table of elements. They are one or two letters. The first letter is always capitalized. Fe for iron, He for helium, and O for oxygen are examples. And you must make sure that you always capitalize the first letter and leave the second letter lowercase so it is not confused with other elements. What is a chemical formula? A chemical formula uses chemical symbols and numbers to represent molecules. The subscript number after an element tells you how many there are in the molecule. H2SO4, which is sulfuric acid, has 2 hydrogen, 1 sulfur, and 4 oxygen atoms for a total of 7 atoms. Notice that because there's no number here, we just assume it's a 1 for sulfur. The only way to know what elements these are is either you know all your elements, or you can look it up on the periodic table. What are molecules and compounds? Molecules are any 2 or more elements combined. The elements can be the same or different. Compounds are made of 2 or more different elements. Water, H2O, and carbon dioxide, CO2, and methane, CH4, are compounds because each is made from more than one element. Water has hydrogen and oxygen, carbon dioxide has carbon and oxygen, and methane has carbon and hydrogen. 2 different elements. The outermost valence electrons are taken or shared to make chemical bonds that keep atoms together. So if you remember, back at our diagram here, we have the electron around the outside. Different elements have different numbers of electrons. And the more electrons they have, the more layers or orbitals that element can have. And the outermost electrons we call the valence electrons. Here's an example. We have the outermost electron here for this hydrogen and here for this hydrogen. These are going to be shared with these in here with this oxygen to form a molecule of water. Ethane, seen here, has electrons between carbon and hydrogen being shared, and in glucose we have a compound with three elements, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, combining together to make this structure for this diagram of glucose. This concludes the notes for atoms, molecules, and compounds.